Hey everybody, welcome to Frannie's Hair. Today's video is going to be such a great video. I know I've said so many times that I have tried to steam wigs and I haven't been successful. So today we have Sabrina and Chanel from John Renault with us, and they're going to show us how to steam. And in addition to that, our Memorial Day sale is starting now, and the special is unbelievable. With any purchase of a John Renault wig, you get a free steamer. That's a $90 value, and that's while supplies last. I can't even believe what a great deal that is. This is the steamer I have, first of all. I got it on Amazon. I use it for my curtains, my clothes, and I've taken it out with regular synthetic wigs, and I've tried it even on camera, and I just have not had success. So I really want to learn how you guys use a steamer and what's different about your steamer versus my steamer.
Yeah, we'll go over all the tips and tricks. I'll show you guys our John Renault steamer, and so I'm actually going to turn it on.
Yes. And there is a reason why you do not use the closed steamer that Frannie just showed you, and we'll explain more in a little bit. But yeah, so we'll go back and forth. We'll zoom in so everybody can see. So let's get started.
So this is the John Renault steamer. I'm just going to hit the on button. You have the on button right here at the top of the handle. And I do want to mention too that it does take about 2 minutes. You can see that you have the full and the empty with the water right here. You want to make sure that you're using distilled water or filtered water. Any sort of tap water will cause like calcium and mineral buildup into the steamer itself. So you do want to make sure you are using filtered water. And then the difference between the John Renault steamer and the steamer that you have is the actual nozzle. So we're able to get precision steam and be really exact in where we're steaming our synthetic pieces. So this is great for, it's a wet heat. So it's great for redirecting knots, for curling synthetic, for removing permatease. Whereas the steamer that you have, Frannie, it actually doesn't have any control. The steam kind of goes everywhere. You kind of can't like control it. So this nozzle is specifically designed for that control of the steam.
Yeah, and what I love that you talked about there, because I get so many questions on, my wig has permatease, and how do I lessen that or make it look better? So you're going to show us that too, right?
So I'm going to start with the Courtney, and then we'll move over to the Ignite to show you guys how to remove some of that permatease if it is a desire of yours. So let's go ahead and get started on curling. So what you do is you take these kind of like foam rollers. You guys can really have like a lot of fun with the curl themselves. You can see that they're all different sizes, things like that. What I like to do is I'll take the roller and I'll take it as the width of the actual roller itself. So the section, I'm going to start in the front and I'll go here and I'll see exactly how thick that section is. I'll take my rat tail comb or a comb in general and I will comb this out. So again, you want to go about the thickness of the roller itself. I'll take this, clip this back, and then I'll take this hair like this. You do want to make sure that when you are rolling that you keep the hair nice and flat and smooth. You don't want to twist it while you're rolling it. That's going to give you a completely different curl pattern. Also, I'm going down in this kind of like vertical section. The reason I'm doing that is it's going to give more of that spiral like curl. So depending on how you place the rod is going to determine what kind of curl pattern you're creating. But right now it's kind of wanting to have the curls kind of going back and away from the face. So that's what we're doing. And then you will just wrap the hair going down like this. Now I'm going to kind of bend it. There is wires in here. I'm going to bend it and pin the T-pin through.
And where do people get these rods? Is it like on Amazon or something like that?
You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them anywhere like that. So you'll go through and you'll do I'm just going to show you guys a couple for the demo. What you can do as well is you can change the size of the rod to give you versatility in curl pattern as well. So I did the purple one, which is a little bit thicker. Now I'm gonna take the pink one and go a little bit smaller, so you can kind of alternate between the different sizes as well. And depending on where you start to curl is going to be where the curl starts. So if you want a little bit tighter of a curl, go up closer to the base material. Versus if you want a little bit softer, you can start down a little bit lower.
And I think you said this, but that's a regular synthetic wig you're working on, right?
Yes, this is our Courtney style.
Okay.
And that's a great question. I'm gonna pop in really quick. That's a great question. We've had this question before about using a steamer on heat-friendly fibers. Although you can, so using a steamer on heat-friendly fibers to curl, although you can use a steamer, it's gonna take you much longer. The great thing about heat-friendly styles is that you can use hot tools. Synthetic pieces, you can't. So it's actually better to use a hot tool for heat-friendly and use a steamer for the synthetic.
Great. Thank you.
So what you would do is you would then go in and completely curl all of these with the rod. You would go throughout. You would probably section off this front section here, continuing to go down in vertical sections here. And then you can take these ones on the top here and also roll them. Now, if you do go on the top, you want to make sure that you're not pinning through the base material. So you would wrap it essentially, and then you would lock it together. You can do stuff like that, and then you would roll it. So that is something that you want to keep in mind too.
And when you lock it that way, does that change the curl at all?
No, it doesn't necessarily change the curl, but you do sometimes want to spray this down with water just to have a little bit more control and be able to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the steamer. So I'm gonna comb and clip this out of the way. You want to be really mindful that you aren't standing in front of the steamer because this can get kind of hot. So you want to be really careful with that. Can you see this way? Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm steaming. You want to make sure that you're kind of combing the hair in the direction that you're steaming, kind of combing it, wrapping it around. You can take your rat tail comb, kind of hold some of that. You will see the fiber start to melt and kind of mold into the shape. It's really fascinating to kind of see that control happen.
Yes, so that's amazing. So you do need that rat tail comb to, if there's different layers or whatever sticking out, that'll just help conform it to the curler.
Yeah, that kind of just helps smooth it out. And then of course, like you want to be really mindful when you are wrapping. Take your time with this technique. You don't need to rush it at all. But it really can go in and completely change the entire look of the style. Now, if you did want to remove all this, you could do that as well with just using a wide tooth or a fine tooth comb and kind of combing all the curls out and re-steaming it out.
And you just comb while you steam to get it back to straight?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's one technique. Now, the biggest thing with curling synthetic with the steamer is that you want it to completely dry. You want to make sure that you completely let this sit and cool and dry.
Oh, you can see the curls.
I know, I love it. So basically, you would let it dry until it's completely dry, and then you would go in and comb it out. You can go in here and and then you just kind of
Oh, that's nice.
fingers.
So you could comb it out or you could wear it more piecey if you wanted to.
Definitely, yeah. You can put product in there and kind of play around with it.
That's great. And that was really 5 minutes, if that.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
wasn't that long at all. The thing is like you just want to make sure that when you are curling it, that it will take a while to do the full head.
Probably by the time you're done the whole head, Well, actually, you don't steam until you've curled the whole head, right?
Yeah. And
Okay.
you want to make sure again that it's completely dry so none of the curls kind of like fall out. But you can still kind of like, even when it's still like a little damp, you can still kind of like go in and manipulate some of the fiber. Like if you do want it more spiraled, you can do that as well. So it really just depends. I mean, just this one little section, you can see how much difference it'll make.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, I never had that result with me steaming.
So you
Yeah,
can
that's great.
how you can just manipulate it, but you still like so what I do too when I am like manipulating curls is that I'll kind of comb them down and you can kind of see here and then you'll take them, kind of reshape it, and then just kind of piece it out. So again, the different rods are going to give you different sizes, and depending on how high up you go is going to give you different placement as well. Like you can see here, if you go a little bit higher, it's going to give you a little bit more volume and lift going down. Whereas like down here, if you went a little bit lower, it's going to hit down here.
That makes sense. Now, when I go to wash a wig that I've steamed and put curl in, will that curl automatically, will it, the wig dry with that curl still in it?
Yeah, and so you would have to go in and like there it might fall out, might loosen a little bit. With the traditional synthetic, with heat friendly, it has dial memory, so even after the wash, it'll stay in. With synthetic, it should stay in, but you just might have to tweak it a little bit more. You just want to be really mindful that maybe might have to do like a scrunching technique with some of the fiber love conditioning spray just to kind of enhance a little bit of that curl as well. But yes, once you go in and kind of manipulate the fiber, it does hold.
That's great. Really
Yeah. Okay,
nice.
so now I'm gonna show you guys how to remove permatease. Another thing too is you might have to refill your steamer just depending on how much water is in there. You might have to refill it throughout the process of steaming it. So now I have the Ignite here. And you can see with our Ignite, the reason why we do have some of that permatease in there is to give her her beautiful silhouette.
So what you're doing is actually relaxing the permatease?
Yeah, so I'm going in and kind of going right at the root there. You want to make sure that you target the root and you're using your comb to really get in there and kind of redirect that hair down.
This is great. This is so huge. I know so many people ask me about this. Now, I know that permatease is also used to hide wefting in an open wefted wig. Do we have to be careful how much we're steaming?
Yeah, I would definitely be careful. Less is more. So what you could do is you could do one row, leave out a row, and do the other row. You can kind of bricklay it,
Oh, that,
just to kind of remove some of it ever so slightly. But the thing is that I do want to mention too, with any steaming technique, is that you do want it to completely and fully dry. So it will, it's a wet heat, so you want to make sure that you are allowing it completely dry.
I love the idea of skipping a weft.
And then you can kind of go in here, kind of reshape it. You want to just kind of remove some of this steam at the top, remove some of the permatease.
I love that it's not making the style flat. It's just relaxing some of the permatease.
Exactly, and you have a little bit more to like kind of manipulate and things like that with the fiber itself. But that would be how you remove the permatease on that. You can see there
Great.
how it's just a little bit softer. Another thing too is that because this does have like some face flopping, you can kind of go in and hit it with some steam as well.
Oh, and that's a great point. Does it matter if your steam hits your lace?
No, it doesn't. You'll just kind of be really mindful of it. Like you don't want it to go directly on it, but just kind of aim for this section right here.
Okay, like the roots of
Yeah,
the hair.
right at the root there. But you can see how that just kind of softens it a little bit
Yeah,
all in the face.
I love that.
So you can do that technique as well. You guys see that?
Yeah, that's great.
Perfect. Yeah, because you can just kind of, and again, you want to make sure that it fully dries. So sometimes you can just kind of hold it.
How long does it usually take to dry once you use steam on it?
It just kind of depends. I mean, it is a synthetic, so it just kind of depends. Probably like 5, 10 minutes or so, just to make.
Okay, so not a real long time.
No, not a super long time. No, not at all. Okay.
And if anybody's wondering, I'm wearing Miranda Light in Toffee Truffle.
Okay, hopefully everyone had the best time with steaming our synthetic fibers. Just a reminder that the steaming technique wet heat is specifically for traditional synthetic.
Right. So not even human hair either. It's
No
just
human hair and heat friendly, you can use a hot tool. So, and that's really what I want to drive home is, this is going to take you a little bit of time. So you don't need to use all that time when you have a heat friendly piece. You can use the hot tool, but for synthetic pieces, you can have fun and use our wet heat. No hot tools on synthetic pieces.
right. I've opened an oven door and messed up a regular synthetic
Yeah.
wig. So
You don't want that. So that's why the steamer and our specific steamer is so great for traditional synthetic.
yeah, great. Well, thank you so much. And everybody, remember, right now during the Memorial Day sale, if you purchase a John Renault wig, you will get this steamer for free. And I think that was one of my issues. I'm using the wrong steamer. So I am going to try steaming. I'll probably do a video on it with this steamer.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited. You're not alone. There's a lot of people that are using that steamer. So now you guys will have the John Renault steamer.
Yeah, it makes sense that it's directed versus, this is all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, well, thank you so much for coming on and showing us that. And if you at home have had experience steaming using the John Renault steamer, I'd love to hear in the comments how it worked for you. And did you use it for permatease or for style or for both? And as always, thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you soon.
Thanks for having us, Frannie.
Thank you for coming. Bye bye.
Bye.